Hello, this is Jekyll Knight.
Hello, Jekyll Knight here. How many of you saw the John Cena vs. CM Punk match last night on Monday Night Raw? It was a really good match. It was one of John Cena's best matches that I've seen in a while, you know. He did his 5 moves of doom, but not at the same time, because CM Punk kept countering it, and I thought that was pretty cool. You know, I'm tired of seeing the 5 moves of doom every time, and this time it didn't happen all at once, you know. And I know a lot of people are talking about some of the bigger moves, like the powerbomb John Cena did to CM Punk, and the piledriver that CM Punk did to John Cena. Oh man. The only other thing people talk about is how sloppy John Cena's Hurricane Ranas are, but it's weird a guy that big can jump up and do a Hurricane Rana, even though John Cena probably needs to land it better. I'm sure if he practices enough, he'll make it look better, but let's talk about CM Punk's piledriver on John Cena. I have not seen a piledriver like that in the WWE in a long, long fucking time. But CM Punk didn't do like an Undertaker piledriver where it's, you know, where Undertaker lands on his knees and stuff. CM Punk landed on his, you know, it basically sat down with Cena. And, yeah, if you can see, you know, CM Punk went backwards, so that way Cena landed kind of on CM Punk's crotch and knee area to protect him, but still it looked fucking real. And a lot of people are saying, you know, oh, a powerbomb, ooh, a piledriver, an old school one. Are they going to start doing better wrestling? No. Vince McMahon on a gossip site, WrestleNews.com, I'm sure they got that from another site. Apparently he was really fucking upset that CM Punk did a banned piledriver. And I guess he talked to him backstage. I don't know if there's going to be any punishment because it's Cena and Punk. But that piledriver, I was watching it like 20 times on my DVR, like, ooh, watching the reaction of the people. A lot of the girls in the front audience are like, oh my god. You know, it looked fucking deadly as hell. And it could have gone wrong, you know. That's why it's a banned move. Because it looked like kind of like a Jerry Lawler one. He did it more deadlier. The most deadliest piledriver is, of course, the Owen Hart one where he fucking broke Steve Austin's neck. Steve Austin's head was like that much under his leg. That was like pure fucking dropping him on his head. Not the reason why that move was banned. But it looks like we're not going to have those power moves because Vince is upset, you know. I don't know where they decided CM Punk and Cena in the match, like, hey dude, I'm going to do a piledriver. Like, oh, okay. And CM Punk does an old school one. It's definitely one of the best matches of this year. Keep in mind, it's only February. There's plenty of time for other matches. WrestleMania hasn't even happened yet. But it looks like we're not going to have those kind of moves in a while. Because Vince will throw a fucking fit. So in a way that does suck that they're not going to have those power moves. But that John Cena CM Punk match was awesome. There is one complaint though, and I've said this on many videos, well, 2 or 3. John Cena's STF. Come here, John Cena brawling buddy. Basically, the problem I have with it is, you know, when you see people doing STF, they put their arm around their... Shut the fuck up, I'm recording a video. Actually, you're too small. Come here, King Smosh. I'll use you since I don't use you a lot. Basically, like, you know, you put a lot of pressure around their neck or, you know, you kind of do something to keep their head out. John Cena's hands are, like, straight out, you know. It doesn't look like he's putting a lot of pressure on his forearms to his chin or something. I don't know, there's way too much space, and that's one thing I've always had when John Cena first debuted the STFU. And it will always be the STFU, not the STF. I'm finally starting to call John Cena's finisher the attitude adjustment. For years I kept saying, it's a fucking FU. it was kind of like based off of Brock Lesnar's F5, but now I'm starting to get used to calling it the Attitude Adjustment. But yeah, I figured I'd talk about how cool that pile driver was that CM Punk did to John Cena. And there probably won't be a pile driver like that for a long time, because I don't know if any superstar is going to want to try to pull it off. And it's going to piss off Vince McMahon, as it did this last one, but oh well. It was a good match. That's all for this video. Jacko Knight signing out.